We can't just keep like ignoring and like going. We have to balance that energy with rest. We have to balance that energy with tuning into ourselves and really rethinking, okay, all of these repeating things, I don't want this, I want this. And like the universe is saying, no, you got to get down here first. Hi Capricorns, welcome to Modern Maven Tarot. I'm Andrea Elizabeth, and whenever this message shows up on your timeline, this tarot reading is for you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Quick messages that came out while I was clearing your cards. There was a message of abandonment, attachment, shadow attributes, and the need to sever, cut cords of old beliefs, outdated relationships, outdated patterns, and the pulling us back into it, okay? It's like this yearning to be free, this yearning to be independent, and then this energy that, and again, it's from within. So even if we see it projected in somebody else, we have to remember that there's a part of ourself that, and that shadow energy that wants us to fear in some way this separation, this growth, really. So that's the thing, is like we can see this this growth as this shadow subconscious energy tricking us into thinking it's abandonment of people or routines or thought processes, but really it's growth. Okay, so take that how it resonates. This can be you or somebody that you are affected by in your life, but definitely very strong shadow energy, very strong attachment to boundaries. Also the idea of like needing to know when to walk away from something. Like I said, there's this idea of there being loss, but like it's okay like to just cut it and move on, because exerting this energy in this outdated belief, outdated relationship is preventing us from the Six of Wands, okay? And the Saturn and Pisces lesson that we're all being taught right now, personally and collectively. But when we can get some discipline over our thoughts and our communication, that's when that all of that, because this is really honestly what I believe you've always yearned for. You've always yearned for this full energy to step out into the great unknown. But something like I said, it pulls you back. But we don't really even realize how much our thoughts and our communication pulls us back into the comforts of that devil energy, that shadow energy, okay, keeping us in this cycle that we just can't seem to break free from. But once we do have the discipline over our thoughts, that's when we open this up, okay? Okay. Yeah, the Fool, I feel like I said, sometimes we find comfort in these situations, these relationships, these people, because they keep us in this pattern. Like it's like, even if it's a new relationship, it's still the old pattern. All right. And that's just, I think, a big life lesson that's coming in for a lot of people personally and collectively. So remember too, because your thoughts, when we have this anxiety, this worry, this fear, this doubting, this questioning, and again, just the biggest fear of fearing the unknown, of actually breaking free from something or someone, you look at what's popping out. It's like, please don't fear the unknown. All right. Don't fear what this major shift, this major change, this major cutting cord would do for you, because that's part of your evolution personally. And remember, the more of us that accept this Pluto transformation, the better the collective we're going to see this transformation. It all takes us individually doing that work to see a shift in the collective, and the empowerment that comes from it, the liberation that comes from it, the excitement that comes from it. That's the part you need to focus on. That's the mental mastery. Don't let the illusions of your moon, of your shadow, make you doubt that urge that's coming from within, because your soul wants to continue evolving throughout this life. And that earth attachment, remember, like you're very grounded in that pattern of that paradigm that is dissolving to welcome in the Aquarian age. And you have discipline when it comes to the 3D, so much discipline when it comes to the 3D aspect of life. And now we have to have that discipline when it comes to our thoughts, all right? And how we speak our situation, how we speak our relationships, and how we speak about ourselves, okay? All right, so let's see what we got going on for Capricorns. All right, Capricorns, another quick big thing is this idea of like how we manifest, because like how we speak it, you know, if you're saying that you're lacking something, then that's going to bring more situations of lack. Like you have to put yourself in what it is you want to attain. And that's the other tricky thing, is like having the idea of like how it's going to happen. That's what trips us up from accepting this, okay? Yeah, wow. The light and the shadow working together, nothing can stop you. Amazing. Interesting. Okay, so there's a very similar message that Sagittarius got, and a few other signs have gotten this message too. But remember, charging forward and that big momentum, that big change is coming from Pluto. Last week's energy coming into this week, Ten of Swords. This is asking you to surrender. This is ruled by Moon in Aquarius, so Moon energy again. But, or I'm sorry, it's not. It's ruled by Sun in Gemini. But there's this idea of, with the Ten of Swords, that after the 10 comes the 1. There's something difficult that's coming to an end, and it has to do with your thoughts and how you communicate, or a difficult communication that you've had with somebody else, right? And then just surrendering. It's like there's a pattern repeating when it comes to this communication. And when we actually shift the way in which we respond, that's where we are going to see a shift, okay? But the biggest message of this card is asking you to surrender, all right? Because whatever it is that we keep feeling like we need to communicate or assert ourselves in a certain way, it just has to be shifted. And then that's when everything shifts. This week's energy, 4 of Cups. So this is that feeling of like yearning for something. And this is an amazing message that's coming up. So he's ignoring these 3 cups that he has, because all he is focused on is this other cup. But by not giving appreciation to these cups, this cup is just going to remain out in la la land, okay? The way to shift this is to give appreciation for these cups, and then time is an illusion, and all of a sudden it comes to us. What I love most about this card is that it's ruled by Moon in Cancer, but look at how much earth energy, Capricorn. Look how much of your energy is in here, and how much you can attain this cup by staying grounded, by connecting to nature, by connecting to the, like, I'm getting Empress energy of like all that you already have, all right? Because this is the big Shyamalan twist for you, is next week's energy is the Page of Cups. So all this yearning for this cup that is out of our reach, that we feel is out of our reach, that cup is within you, all right? The Page of Cups is, for my tarot, the pages are your inner child, okay? Because pages are child energy. And you have to realize that this cup that you're yearning for, that you're trying to grab, is your inner child is saying, hey, that's not the cup. The cup is within you. That cup you're trying to attain, that cup that you want to possess, you're lacking the cup that's within you, nurturing your cup, all right? So I love this so much, because it really is this idea of like making sure that you're taking time to fill your own cup, okay? All right. And that cup is already here. Look at this. This cup. So that cup that you're looking for, no, I'm sorry. It's already here, okay? All right, so let's get the Ten of Swords. Why is the Ten of Swords here last week for Capricorns? Ten of Swords. Yeah, that's something too, like me as a Pisces, because that is a very, and look at an Ace of Coins. What did I say? After the 10 comes the 1. It's saying get started too. All right, so Tarot's saying, hey, like all of this, you have no idea how quickly your life transforms when you just get started. As a Pisces, like I tend to just, you know, feel like, oh, I got such a full cup here. So it's like, you know, we all learn lessons from each other of like knowing how to work with filling your inner cup first, because like, especially too, if you have kids, like that's the hardest lessons, like knowing that your cup has to be full, and you have to teach your kids like to focus on their cup before they give to other people's cups. All right, yeah, Ten of Swords clarified by the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is Scorpio energy. So I'm going back to that death energy that I felt intuitively. And this is the energy of seeking out the experiences that make you feel alive. This is also impulsive energy though. So do be mindful because you're being asked to surrender, but I'm getting this urge of like, again, your shadow tricking you into thinking no. All right, there's something in you, like this is the energy that you want, is just to surrender, to shift that. But there's something that's going to impulsively have you say, and get this Knight energy, this idea of like determination for something specific. Okay. But remember, you can channel that information into the surrendering. So let's see, why is the Four of Cups here? Very cool. All right. This is so cool. Okay, so the Four of Cups clarified by the Hanging Man and the Four of Swords. This is ruled by Neptune, the Hanging Man. It's the idea of patience, but the biggest thing is a new perspective and letting go of some identity, okay? And so like I said, there is so much. This is a distraction. This is like, like there's something calling from you from inside, but the more that we divert our attention, and so again, that idea of that Mercury, that discipline of your thoughts and your beliefs and you know what I mean, like how you even speak to yourself, it takes rethinking your identity and it takes unplugging, all right? This is ruled by Jupiter and Libra. There's balance here. Like we can't just keep like ignoring and like going. We have to balance that energy with rest. We have to balance that energy with tuning into ourselves and really rethinking, okay, all of these repeating things, I don't want this, I want this. And like the universe is saying, no, you got to get down here first. Transform through this to get to this, okay? All right, so let's see. Why is the Page of Cups here? Why is the Page of Cups here for Capricorns? Why is the Page of Cups here for Capricorns next week? Fill that cup, Capricorns, okay? Fill that cup. All right, so 8 of Swords. What do we got? Oh, amazing. All right. So Page of Cups is clarified by the 8 of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the 8 of Wands. So feeling like you're stuck, all right? You can unstick yourself. The biggest message with the 8 of Swords is you have the ability to unstick yourself. This is Jupiter and Gemini energy. So that expansion comes from seeing the other side of the coin. Gemini sees both sides of the coin. Rethinking your identity, new perspective. You have to change this idea of what this cup is to you, this cup you're trying to attain, rethinking what that means to you and unsticking yourself. There's too much energy given to the idea of outside forces and not enough into your control over that. Queen of Cups, nurturing mother energy, being in the flow, all right? And this is interesting too, because it's like, this is that you need to be the Queen of Cups to your Page of Cups. All right. You need to be the Queen of Cups to your Page of Cups. The mother, go with the flow energy, nurturing yourself. And again, 8 of Wands, rapid communication. This is Mercury and Sagittarius, but this is confidence. All right. And that seeking out adventure and seeking out new experiences, highly related to this King of Wands. I'm sorry, not King of Wands, Knight of Wands. And this is also travel, all right? Like saying yes to life, saying yes to experience. And earth energies, like going with the flow and nurturing that cup is how you're going to attain that, okay? All right, so let's get an empowering question for Capricorns. What empowering question is going to help Capricorns this week? This is perfect for you to reflect on this week, especially when we, this idea of this cup and like slowing down, seeing a new perspective, rethinking our identity, right? Taking time to enjoy the silence. When you are in silence, ask yourself, why am I doing the things I'm doing right now? And when you have that first question, go a little deeper. And like I always say, that shadow work journal, I'm telling you. But clearly with the color association, with this stained glass, this is the question you're meant to be pondering while you take that time out, if you will, okay? All right, so let's see what archetypal energy is affecting Capricorns. What archetypal energy is affecting Capricorns? This can either be you or somebody in your life, Capricorn. The most important part is for you to remember that you are the hero of your own journey. Interesting seeing gossip on the bottom. Okay. Yeah, hi. Okay, this is a big one. Child, wounded child, light attributes, awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children, opens the learning path of forgiveness, shadow attributes, blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds, resists moving on through forgiveness. I think, like I said, this has a lot to do with this week and next week. All right? Strong energy related to wounded child. All right, so we are going to get a clarifier and then we're going to close this out. Thank you so much for joining me, Capricorns. Don't forget to hit that like button, comment if it resonates, or if you have a question, share with somebody too who you think needs to hear this message. I think that's the most important thing when a reading resonates, or if like somebody pops in your head when you're watching this. And let's get a clarifier for Capricorns. All right, well, clarifier is going to wrap this up. Interesting. All right, one more clarifier for Capricorn. Or two, I guess. Wow. Okay. All right. So much of this is related to communication in your thoughts. So like I said, this new perspective, it's like when you start going into that, the fear, the negative thinking, like, look at like, this is to the point where like the Ten of Swords, it's just like, you're so used to it. You know, that it's like this idea of just, you've become too comfortable with this Ten of Swords. And we need to have that bold confidence, but like, again, be mindful with that Knight energy. Be mindful with that impulsive, like, justice seeking impulsivity, because you're meant to take time to rest. You're meant to take time to tune out everybody else and tune into yourself and tune into your own cup, okay? So as always, dear Capricorns, shine your inner light. You've got this.